This honestly might be the most confusing FNAF fan game I've ever played, and I still don't fully understand it. But somehow, the game is still really good. You might wonder, can a game be great if the story is lacking? Well, today we're going to be answering that question. So come on, let's go talk about Midnight at Starstage. In Night 1 we're thrown into an office, as in most FNAF fan games. On our left is a heavy-duty door similar to FNAF 1, and on our right is just a normal door. We receive a call from the phone guy. He's not exactly sure why we took this night shift. He then tells us that the business has been short on security since the murder that recently took place there. He tells us to look on Cam 8, which is where the suits are. This is Rash the cat and Rocky the dog, the two threats on this night. He says that these are the animatronic suits that employees are required to wear in the daytime, and that they should just be sitting there, since no one is inside of them. Which, as I'm sure you can probably tell, won't be true at all in a few minutes. He then shows us Bowie the bunny and wishes us luck. But Bowie isn't really relevant till later, so we'll get back to him in a little bit. At first I was confused on where I was in the building. The cameras in this game are flicked through by pressing W and S, so there's no map layout to look at. Which is at least what I thought. There's a map to the left of the monitor. I was just too blind to see it, so I guess I just had to figure it out the hard way. Now time for the gameplay. Night 1 is pretty slow. I was only attacked a few times, but I want to tell you my favorite thing about this game. The characters' attacks. Both characters start in camera 8 before they decide to, come and kill you. Rocky will make his way to camera 5, from which he will decide whether to move to camera 3 or 6, both of which are the cameras that connect to your office. When he decides to attack you, it will be one of the scariest moments of your life, or at least, it was for me. Fuck. Oh my god, bro, fuck. I did not like that. He ran around. Okay. Rocky fucking full sprints from the hallway to your door like he's in the Olympics, meaning you have to quickly react, closing the door on his face before he can come in and maul you. Rash, on the other hand, moves to camera 6. He then will decide whether to attack your right door or to continue on to camera 3 and attack your left door. When he attacks you, he will silently walk to your door and just stand there. If you don't look at him after a certain period of time, he will just straight up murder you. I just want to say that on these first few nights, Rash is the easiest to deal with. But later on, this motherfucker pisses me off so fucking much, you will not believe it. But bam, survive till 6 AM, we are greeted with our first post-night minigame. We play as a generic security guard, who must follow bloody animatronic footprints down the hallway until we are then jumped by an animatronic mouse who we haven't seen yet. We are then treated to a conversation between two people.
This is all your fault.
I had nothing to do with what happened to you. I don't even know who you are.
It was your fault. The fault of those eyes. The fault of these eyes.
Wait. No. We'll get into the story of this game later, but I think that post-night minigames are alright, though they are a very weak point of this game. On night 2, the phone guy tells us he received our message about Rash and Rocky moving. He lets us know that weird things have been going on since that murder. The staff who wear the Rash and Rocky suits have felt as though something is choking them while they're wearing it, and Bowie has been moving even when unplugged. Also, we apparently asked about the mouse suit, and the phone guy lets us know that it disappeared after the murder. But now onto the gameplay, which obviously introduces Bowie the bunny. Bowie's mechanic is that he starts on camera 9 and moves between cams 9, 6, and 3 interchangeably. You have to check in on him every once in a while, otherwise he's just going to come and kill you. He meshes really well with Rash, as now you can't just track Rash on the cameras all the time like I did on night 1, forcing you to keep better track of all of the characters. Like Rocky and Rash, Bowie's attack is also extremely cool and scary. I mean, just watch this. What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, son. What? So basically, just check Bowie out every once in a while because his timer is pretty lenient. That clip was the only time I died to him in this entire game. Following this strategy, the night's actually pretty easy, and we move on to the second post-night minigame. Night 2's minigame is, well, actually, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know the full extent of it. In my playthrough, I found a secret that ended the minigame early for me, so I don't really know how it ends, as I can't find any other gameplay. But, in a nutshell, you play as a purple security guard this time, presumably us, as we're told to set up bongo for a stage. We go around the pizzeria grabbing different parts and putting them on stage until we're done and the game ends. That's it. Night 3 introduces the new animatronic, the one we just happened to set up, Bongo. The phone guy tells us about Bongo and says that since Bowie won't turn on anymore and the suits are beginning to move on their own, they really hope this one is haunted too. He then lets us know that we can flash the cameras by pressing the space bar and wishes us good luck. I'm gonna be honest with you, Bongo isn't really an issue at all. When you hear a cymbal sound, he'll appear on cams 1 through 3, and he takes so long to kill you that he's just really not a threat. With that being said, meshed with all the other mechanics, and one I've yet to explain, it gets very, very stressful. When you flip between your cameras or flash your light, your computer has a chance of crashing. This can be fixed by powering the computer on and off, using the nifty little power button on your monitor. This is a seemingly random mechanic that can sometimes line up perfectly with all the animatronics to royally fuck you. I've had times where Bowie and Rocky would be on cam 6 with a Rash on cam 3, meaning that they're about to pincer me. I'd hear cymbals and start trying to find Bongo before they attack, and then my computer would crash. This would require me to press the power button twice and wait for the computer to power up. Meanwhile, Rash and Rocky would start attacking me. I would have to defend both of them, get back to the monitors, find Bongo, flash him, and then find the camera Bowie's on before he kills me. This sequence happened to me quite often, and on night 3, I was able to defend this, but on later nights, it gave me a lot of trouble. But I was able to beat night 3 nonetheless. The post-night 3 minigame has us driving on a road, dodging deer. If we survive around 30 seconds without hitting one, we are shown a terrifying image of the rat animatronic with bulging eyes before we crash into the trees, bringing us to the next night. Night 4. Night 4 completely and totally fucked me over. It starts with the phone guy saying that they got a new suit called Floppy that will just become another threat. Why are they getting more suits if they're haunted? I have no fucking idea. Anyways, Floppy is the reason why I'm fucked. Floppy's entire mechanic is that he sits by your right door and will only move when it's closed. Why is this such a problem? Because my whole entire plan was to keep the right door closed and focus all my camera attention on Rash, flicking between Bowie and Bongo to fend them off. This meant that Rocky wasn't really being tracked, since my right door was always closed, so I only had to worry about when he attacked my left side. But now, I had to keep my right door open constantly, only being able to close it when Rocky attacked me. So my strategy was completely out the fucking window. It was only then that I realized something special about Rocky. When Rocky leaves camera 5 and enters cameras 3 or 6, he can continuously swap between cameras 3 and 6, meaning he can just pick any fucking side. So now I had to continuously track Rocky, Rash, and Bowie while dealing with Bongo's attack and the cameras randomly turning off. So, I thought, and I had to adopt a new strategy. Whenever an animatronic moves, the camera glitches out a bit. Using this knowledge, I was able to keep my camera on Bowie and check Rash and Rocky less, as I would know when they move. If I knew Rash was on camera 4, Rocky on camera 5, and Bowie on cam 6, I would watch cam 6, wait for the screen to glitch twice, and if Rocky wasn't on cam 6, I would turn to the left and look at Rash. If Rocky was on cam 6, I would preemptively close my right door and look at Rash on the left door. Using this strategy, I was able to beat this night in 3 attempts, stressfully. Night 4's post-night minigame was really nothing special. We play as someone who is crossing the street and having to dodge cars. The game is real simple and honestly boring, and that basically wraps up Night 4, as there's nothing special about this. In Night 5, the phone guy tells us tomorrow is our last night working, as the business is shutting down because Floppy tried to kill a worker in front of everyone. I want to take a moment here to just talk about these phone calls. I don't really care about phone calls that much in games, but the phone calls in this game to me are really poorly done. The phone guy has a pretty monotone voice throughout all these phone calls, and he's aware the suits are trying to kill us, but he doesn't really seem to care at all. For a game whose atmosphere and mechanics I find to be pretty scary and great, these phone calls completely took me out of my immersion, and they're almost comically bad. A new animatronic is introduced on this night, the rat, Stuart, and to be honest, he's kind of a non-factor, similar to Bongo. His whole mechanic is that he pops up on our monitor, stopping us from swapping cameras and being able to see what is on said camera. We combat him by flashing him similar to Bongo. If you just keep up the strategy from night 4, you should be able to beat this night after a couple of tries pretty easily. After night 5, we aren't given a minigame, but rather a cutscene, from what seems to be a conversation between a father and a son.
Dad, can I go play with the boys?
Sure, of course. That's one of the suits. I'm gonna go talk to him. The father then walks up to the employee wearing the Stuart the Rat suit, only to be met with this terrifying sight. The same image we see in the car crash minigame. Hello, sir. Do you need anything? Sir? What? Oh, I don't need anything. And that completes night 5, leading us to the 6th and final night. We start out our finale being told to find out for ourselves. And well, I think it's better if you take that advice and find out with me. What? What the fuck is that, yo? What? What the fuck is that, yo? This is the Fault, the final boss of Midnight at Starstage. Yes, night 6 is a boss fight night. This boss fight is extremely confusing to figure out, but here's the basis of it. The Fault will move around cameras 1 through 7, which will signal to you by roaring like this. You must then find out which camera it's on and flash it as many times as you can. If you don't flash it for a period of time, it will just kill you. The Fault will sometimes let out a slightly different roar, signifying that it's attacking one of your doors. If it comes to the left door, just close the door on it and wait till it roars again. If it comes to the right door, close the door and turn off your monitor. This fight isn't really hard, but it's more frustrating. The monitor seems to turn off way more than usual, and the audio for the roar that the Fault plays will sometimes play more on the left side of your headphones or the right or the center, but I didn't find any relation between the side the sound came from and the side the Fault was actually on. But if we just survive till 3 a.m., this happens. What? Oh shit, cutscene. What? We try to close the door on the Fault, but it breaks in and murders us, giving us the bad ending. We don't find out any of the secrets, and we just become another corpse in Starstage Pizza. This is what I got on my first run, and it left me confused. What was the lore of this game? Who was the killer? What was the Fault? Well, all these questions have already been answered for us. All we have to do is go back. Or not necessarily back, but backwards. You see, the story of Midnight at Starstage is one of blame and regret, but it's revealed to us in reverse. A father takes his son to Starstage Pizza, a place of fun and wonder. The son goes away from the dad to play with the other boys, so the dad decides to go up and talk to one of the workers in the Stuart the Rat suit. After approaching the worker, the father is disturbed and frightened by the suit's appearance, primarily its eyes, and walks away. Later that day, as the father and son drive home, the father sees images of Stuart the Rat in his head, which distract him long enough to crash into the forest, causing the death of his son. The father goes mad, unable to deal with his grief, and begins stalking the employee who wore the Stuart suit, blaming him for the death of his child. One night, while closing, the employee finds bloody footprints leading to the back of the pizzeria. Confused, he follows them until he's attacked by the father in the Stuart suit, who yells that it's his fault before killing him. It is unknown whether the father leaves the pizzeria or takes his own life after the killing, but the evil energy and pain from the father led to the creation of the Fault, which is the force that caused the animatronics to go crazy and try to kill us. If we find the secret glitched areas in each minigame, we can find a soul and lead it into the fire, freeing it. If we free all the souls and beat the normal game, at the end of the Night 6 boss fight, we are greeted with this. Oh, there we go. He still kills us? Wait, I don't do it right? What? Oh shit. Never mind. It's the fire. Is it coming to kill us now? I don't really know what's going on, guys. Click it? Oh shit. What the fuck? Yes. The good ending is locked behind an Undertale-style boss fight with the Fault. I don't know why. But if we defeat the Fault with the help of the souls, we get the good ending. We burn down the pizzeria, destroying us and the Fault trapped inside. That's it. That's Midnight Starstage. This game, I think, was very hot and cold for me. To start off with, I had so much fun playing this game. I think every mechanic in this game was stressful, but not overwhelming, and the difficulty was great. I probably only died 10-ish times throughout the game, but in each of those playthroughs, I was on the edge of my seat. The atmosphere and characters were great, and the attack scenes were my absolute favorite thing. I wish more FNAF games did their attacks like this. Having to keep track of all the characters and defending when they double team you is very satisfying once you get the hang of it. With that being said though, I do have some issues. I think the story, phone calls, boss fight, and minigames left a lot to be desired. The phone guy, as I said, had poor voice acting and a bad script. While I know this is a very small detail, the small details add up in horror games like these. And to be honest, it took me out of the world of the game for a bit. The reverse storytelling was fine, but some of the minigames quite literally had no significance, like the bongo one, and they weren't even really fun to play. I was also confused about what souls we were saving, and who the hell this guy is. Because I could only imagine 3 possible souls, that being the father, the son, and the worker. And the good ending, in my opinion, is just really poor. I mean, an Undertale boss fight? Really? I feel like this game features some awesome graphics and mechanics that are really scary, but the story, ending, and phone calls kind of just take away from it. Which is sad because I love the feeling of playing through the nights. But with all that being said, Midnight at Starstage is a very, very fun game to play, and I would recommend all of you to try it. To me, it was a perfect balance of simplicity, yet also feeling new, and I thoroughly enjoyed my playthrough. But that wraps up our time for today. What do you think? What game would you like me to review next? This channel is completely brand new, so I would love it if you would comment and let me know what you liked and didn't like, as well as subscribe. This has been Kid, and thank you very much for watching.